as I thought about this question, it hit me this morning what that journey, when it really started. And I was 26 years old. I had just completed a U.S. Army physical, and I went to have the debrief with the doctor. And his comment to me, which stopped me in my tracks then, was, "Do you have any kids?" "Yes, I have a newborn." And he said, "Do you want to see them graduate from high school and graduate from college and ultimately get married?" And I said, "Yes." And he says, "Well, then you need to make a change."
When I was 20 years old, I was working out at Sky Harbor Airport. Wasn't feeling good, had called in sick, went to the doctor's note just to go get cleared. And the doctor took my blood pressure, and the blood pressure came back really weird. And he had asked, how was I feeling? I could tell he was kind of going past the sickness symptoms I was having. So the nurse left and brought in the doctor. The doctor took the blood pressure, and he had confirmed that the blood pressure was very, very abnormal. I don't recall what it was, but it was kind of off the charts. He had scheduled me to go see a cardiologist immediately after his visit. Went and saw a cardiologist. They had done a couple tests, what they could in that same day, had scheduled me to come back the following week. And that following week, they had confirmed that I was having aortic valve failure, which was causing a regurgitation in the heart. And from that visit, it was about 2.5 weeks later, I was having open heart surgery to get the aortic valve replaced.
I knew in my heart that it was actually, no pun intended, that it was warning signs, but you always have that kind of doubt, like, I'm a healthy individual, I'm young, I just happened to be running, so I stopped. I walked for a while, got my breath, and I was okay, and so I started running again, but that's when I felt it. It came back, and at that point I knew what was happening, and I got scared.
My news story starts as of 2023 when, in just speaking with my colleague, talking about a condition that he had and the surgery that he was going to have, which was a surgery that I had had. And in talking, he asked me if I had gone and gotten checked up in a while. And I kind of said, no, I haven't, and I probably should. In talking to him, he urged me to just go and get checked. And I'm grateful that I did, because it turns out that I have a leaky heart valve, which there is no cure for. And it's just led into finding out what the reason behind it is, which in just my journey throughout this past year with doctor appointments is finding out that I have an underlying condition called Sjogren's syndrome.
I don't think we realize how many people have been impacted by heart disease until you're talking about it, right? And once you share your story, then someone else shares their story, and then someone else shares their story. And you tend to look at, wow, this is bigger than we ever thought about it. And you look at the number of people impacted by heart disease compared to cancer. And I think when people get scared of something that may kill them, they think about cancer, but they don't realize that heart disease has a bigger impact.
I lost my mom of a massive heart attack in 2019, and I was the chairman of the American Heart Association Phoenix, and the president was Dr. Nguyen. And I remember thinking, hey, I wonder if that's a hereditary thing for me, because it's a really hard thing losing a parent. And it's one of those things where you realize, hey, maybe I need to be a better advocate for myself. And I remember going and getting a calcium test after this. And it was a calcium test that I had asked for probably 4 or 5 times, and my blood work came back. My doctor calling me and saying, hey, we got to get you on a statin right away because your test didn't come out that well. And I'm looking at my 9-year-old and my 3-year-old at the time and thinking to myself, what does this mean?
I received a lot of messages, even to this day. So between that surgery and today, I've probably received over a dozen Facebook messages from friends of friends, my parents' friends, and it's always starts out with, hey, just a quick question. What made you go to the doctor? How did you know you had a heart condition? People of all ages, all walks of life, messaging me on Facebook asking, how did you know you had a problem? Which makes me think they're dealing with something. And I get it. A lot of times people avoid the doctors because you don't want bad news. In this scenario, catching anything early is your best chance to get ahead of it, be down for a little bit, and get right back to your life. Especially with the heart. I remember that first surgery, the doctor had told me I was having such regurgitation in that heart that if I hadn't made it to him within the next couple months, I would have, without a doubt, had a stroke.
The whole, whether it's, hey, I just don't feel right, or it's, I have a family history of it, or I heard so-and-so talking about something similar, maybe I should go get checked out. It really is just going to get checked out. If I look back on it, if I hadn't gotten checked out, I would have had AFib. Who knows where I'd be today? I might not be here today. And I think that's the call to action, is just listen to your body, go get checked, regardless of your age. I look back at my early 20s and there were indicators then, and here I am today, and I think I'm here and alive and well and healthy just because I listened to all those indicators.
So I think the biggest thing, and even if you're not having symptoms, it's just such a common thing these days, just go get your blood checked. I mean, I've learned a lot that blood pressure is like the very first indicator that something's off. You can track it at home, you can go see your primary, go see a cardiologist if you have one. But just be due diligent on your health across the board. Just random checkups can really go a long way in saving you a tough path that can be avoided for sure.
When I lost my mom, it was one of those things it's really, really tough. But at the time I was the chairman on the American Heart Association. And I gotta tell you, I was so embarrassed. I shouldn't have been, but you're embarrassed that you didn't do the things to take care of yourself that could affect the way you take care of your family. And how you come across with your partners and being there for the people that you care about and that you love. So the regrets I had, and I don't have a lot, was that I didn't go and get checked. This could have been avoided, and my mom might still be here if she had gone and got checked. So I'm a pain in the butt now about telling people to be their own advocate and go get checked out and be there for the people that you love. And it's not even that the time leading up to where I had my stent, I was tired all the time, and I thought it was just because I was working too hard. My skin color, I wasn't enjoying life the way I had, and that reflected on the people around with me. So it's something really simple that you can do, and you can go participate and make it part of your life and help other people. And at the end of the day, it's something that I get a lot of satisfaction out, pushing people to make that connection and go and get checked out and encourage the people that you care about and love to go do the same.
My call to action is get yourself checked. You don't know what you don't know. And finding out is peace of mind, because you can do something about it instead of being afraid of what you don't know and those possibilities.
Again, through my education with the American Heart Association, I've learned that you need to know the warning signs, you need to know your family history, and you need to listen to your body. And that's exactly what I did. I listened to my body, and because of that, I was an advocate for my health. And my initial testing did not show any issues, but I knew there was something wrong. And so I continued my journey to find answers, and again, it saved my life.